DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
Trump-Bondi promised big, delivered nothing. Are you actually shocked by that? Because I'm not.
Let's get ready to rumble! You can't handle the truth.
Hi, I'm Pastor Marty, and this is the Afternoon Drive. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, and once you are, smack the bell, click the word all. That will give you notification of my rants, my ravings, my undeniably flawless reasonings. Please like and share this video. It's the only way that we get the word out that we're here. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of the Afternoon Drive. You know, I said right here on the Afternoon Drive, literally several years ago, that people that get all caught up in, we need to see all the evidence of what happened with JFK. We need to see all the evidence of what happened with Jeffrey Epstein. He didn't commit suicide. He was taken out by Mossad. He was taken out by the CIA. He was taken out by fill in the blank. And I have said right along that I don't disbelieve the conspiratorial theories. I mean, it's obvious that JFK was probably not assassinated by Lee Harvey Oswald, and the fact that it wasn't a shot to the back of the head, but literally a shot to the front of the head, since part of the back of his head went flying, and that's what you see Jackie crawling out onto the trunk of the car to retrieve. Was it the CIA? Was it George H.W. Bush? Was it LBJ? Was it a little mix of all of that? Was the mafia involved? Don't know. Here's what I do know. Governments are corrupt. It doesn't really matter who's in charge. Governments are corrupt. And when you have an assassination of a president, you have individuals doing very heinous, illegal things to make that happen and then cover it up. What? You thought after a statute of limitations, they were just, here's the evidence, you can see it now. Yes, we did really bad things and we wrote it all down so you could have a record of it. I can't believe the people who really thought that you were going to find out something about Jeffrey Epstein. I can't really believe that you thought you were going to have the smoking gun. Are you kidding me? Now, Trump-Bondi flat out lied through her teeth. I've got it on my desk. You're going to see it. Then we're told, nope, there is no client list. Well, wait, you had it on your desk. Now, the document that you set on your desk doesn't exist. Just like there was a video on his cell, video cameras, but they mysteriously went down for 60 seconds and all of the guards were gone and the couple that were around were asleep. Nobody heard or saw anything. Then you're telling us, no. Here, you can have hours of video footage. The cameras never went down, even though there's a jump cut. Hate to be that crass, but that's exactly what it is. And here's the part that I know some of you are really having a hard time wrapping your head around. If this was the Biden administration, the Obama administration, the Clinton administration telling us there is no there. Epstein absolutely killed himself. You would be incensed and outraged and angered that you're once again being lied to by these liberals, but this time it's our guy. It's the Trump DOJ lying. Remember, Kash Patel, for 2 years, said we are going to get our hands on that client list and we are going to release it. He and Dan Bongino sitting there saying, he absolutely killed himself. There is no conspiracy. Dan, you made your chops in podcasting talking about what really happened and the fact that you were going to get to the bottom when you became the assistant deputy or whatever it is that you are at the FBI of the assassination attempts on Donald Trump. Squat, nada, nothing. What do they got on you, Dan? Hey, Kash, what do they got on you? And now, when you don't give people information, you leave it up to their imagination, start filling in the blanks. And so who was it that took out Epstein? Was it the CIA? Was it Mossad? I don't know. You got the podcasters on the left, the socialist Democrats, talking about this was an operation by Israel because that's who Jeffrey Epstein worked for. That's what we were told a couple of years ago, that he was actually in as a spy. Now here's a guy who started out as a math teacher who handled one person's investments and became a billionaire. Okay. Who hobnobbed with all of the rich and famous and the powerful. Flight logs, etc., etc., etc. Pedo Island. He commits suicide. There's no client list. He himself was just kind of a dirt bag, and everybody else that just knew him just kind of knew him, and that was that. They didn't know what he was really up to. The thing is, we know it's all bullhock and bunk, and we're being lied to. What's making it hard to swallow is the fact it's coming from the administration that we thought would actually, shockingly, surprisingly, tell the truth about it. But of course, even the president's press secretary had to go into cover mode.
According to the report, this systematic review revealed no incriminating client list. So what happened to the Epstein client list that the Attorney General said she had on her desk?
Well, I think if you go back and look at what the Attorney General said in that interview, which was on your network, on Fox News.
Got the quote.
Go ahead.
John Roberts said, DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen? And she said, it's sitting on my desk right now to review.
Yes, she was saying the entirety of all of the paperwork, all of the paper in relation to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. That's what the Attorney General was referring to.
That really doesn't pass the laugh test. Really? Pam Bondi says, exact quote, I have the client list. I'm going through it. I will release it. No. She was talking about all the piles of papers on her desk. She had to go through all of them, and then she would release what she could. But the investigation showed there's no there, so we're not going to release anything. That's what they're asking you to swallow. And then she did an amazing pivot that we have a Justice Department that really is solving real crime and getting the bad people off the streets.
Again, when it comes to the FBI and the Department of Justice, they are more than committed to ensuring that bad people are put behind bars. They have an operation going on right now called Summer Heat, which has our murder rate trending in the lowest direction in United States history. Their emphasis on violent crime and locking up violent criminals has led to the arrest of 14,000 violent criminals. That's a 62% increase from the same time period last year. So this Attorney General and the FBI Director are committed to putting bad people behind bars where they belong. That they promised an exhaustive review. That's what they did.
Don't piss down my back and tell me it's raining.
But, Ms. Levitt, that wasn't the question. That wasn't the issue. And here's the bottom line. We're never going to be told. It's why I didn't lose any sleep over, and I actually kind of made fun of the whole idea of, we're going to find out finally the JFK secrets. No, you're not. Epstein obviously worked, I'm going to assume, for our government and maybe even a foreign government. He's had a lot of evidence of a lot of dirt on a lot of people, and those people are never going to allow that to see the light of day. Now, and Elon Musk tried to infer that the reason that's not being released is because Donald Trump was on that plane, and he was. What Elon Musk didn't finish saying was, yes, he rode on an Epstein plane with his wife and with his children. Bum, ba-dum, bum. You know, it is possible to know an unsavory individual and you yourself not actually engage in their unsavory behavior. But there's obviously enough incriminating evidence that puts a lot of really powerful people in jeopardy, which makes them very nervous. I refer you to the movie The Firm with Tom Cruise. Always get some dirt on somebody so that you have leverage over them so that you can manipulate and control what they do, i.e., a certain Middle Eastern country and how they get continual, never-ending help. Just something for you to chew on. The bottom line is, I don't think our president is fully immersed in all of this, because I think in the back of his mind, he understands, look, there was, you know, there's going to be no real documents that anybody's ever going to be satisfied with over JFK or Epstein or RFK murder. Because again, it isn't like the bad people involved left behind written confessions. I'm sure that the president himself would like to know who's behind trying to take him out. But at the same time, he's getting a lot done that we want done and need done. And I consider the whole Epstein, JFK stuff, that is all just side issue. It's just white noise. It's you're never going to be told, because this involves the alphabet agencies and those agencies that, quote, don't exist, wink, wink. And Donald Trump has survived a lot. Literal assassination attempts on his life, lawfare. They tried to take his companies. They've tried to take his fortune. They tried to accuse him of collusion with a foreign government. He's been hit hard repeatedly from these alphabet agencies. And I think this time around, he's just kind of like, you know what? I'm not going to get into this over an assassination that happened 60 years ago. And Jeffrey Epstein, dirtbag, pedophile, obviously, I'm surrounded by people, powerful people, leaders of other nations, Prince Andrew, who are involved with this guy and that criminal behavior with young girls. And I've got an agenda of what needs to get through for the American people. And you know what? If they want to say that there's no there, I'm not fighting this one. That's it. That's it. And I know it hurts coming from, quote, our guy. But our guy has got other things. Because here's the bottom line, and I need you to think this way. All right, let's say you found out who was involved. How does that change your life? What does that actually do for you? Think about it in those terms. That's it.